Hi, I'm Weston. I love talking about the Jets. I'm here to talk about week 3 of the regular season. The Jets lose 15 to 10 to the New England Patriots for the They allowed 15 points in their 15th consecutive loss to the God, it's just perfect, isn't it? It's just perfect. Yeah, the game was awful. It was as bad as the game last year against the Patriots in Foxborough. It was just as bad. You're 3 weeks in, and the general vibe around Jets Nation is it's over. And I think I'm already there. And you can call me a lot of different things, and that's fine. You can call me a hater or a quitter or pessimist or whatever you want to call me. Cynical. I don't care. It's over. You get blown out last week against Dallas, but hey, you know what? Dallas just looks incredible. It's not your fault. And then today they lose to the Cardinals, which is just icing on the cake, right? You get blown out to the Cowboys, whatever. They look like they're going to be one of the best teams in the league. They might waltz their way to a Super Bowl. But now you come home, you play the Patriots, every reason in the world to beat them. You got blown out last week. You want to come back and make a statement following week 1. You've lost 14 straight going into this game against the Patriots. And during the week, one of the McCourty twins, I think it's Devin McCourty, you know, when asked about the Jets, he's like, oh, you just got to wait until their quarterback hands you the game. God, there are so many reasons for you to just scorch their earth. And you don't. You look terrible. Absolutely horrible. And it's just, there's nothing to be hopeful about from an offensive standpoint. The offensive line, which, friendly reminder to everyone, Joe Douglas was brought in on the principle that he was the offensive line guru, the specialist. He was brought in to fix that crappy O-line. One of the first phone calls he made when he got here was to Sam Darnold's parents and said, I'm going to build him a wall of protection. And it somehow, despite spending multiple first-round picks on it and tens of millions of dollars, has gotten worse since when he got here. You could take Alex Lewis and upgrade virtually any spot. That's how bad it's gotten. They cannot open up anything for the run game, and they cannot hold anything back from a pass rush. And so teams right now, if I saw the Jets on my docket, if I were the Chiefs defensive coordinator, you could take the week off. I stack the box. No safeties deep. No one deep. Stack the box. They're either going to run the ball, in which case you're going to blow through their offensive line and drop Hall or Cook for 7 yards, or you're going to blow it up and get to Zach Wilson. He has 2 seconds. And again, remember last year when there was the Patriots game and I asked what came first, the chicken or the egg? Is the offense bad because Zach Wilson's bad, or is Zach Wilson bad because everything around him is not good? The weapons are pretty good. Not going to say that. Breece Hall is a very talented player, and Garrett Wilson's fantastic. 2 guys that, had they both been healthy all year, would have fought for Rookie of the Year offensive-wise. The run game can't do anything, and it's not necessarily their fault. It's the offensive line. Wilson has 2 seconds to throw the ball, if that. That play, the safety, where the broadcast circles the open receivers, trying to make it seem like it was Wilson's fault, but then you look at where Wilson is, and there are so many Patriots around him that he couldn't complete a throwing motion. What do you want? I'm not going to defend him. He looked bad. He didn't look good last week particularly. He looked okay. Like, I'm not going to tell you he's good, but the problem isn't Wilson alone. But everyone wants to use him as the scapegoat. Because it makes them feel a little bit better when they go to bed tonight. Because regardless of what happens, they could lose every game from here on out. They could go 1-16. Saleh keeps his job, Hackett keeps his job, Ulbrich probably keeps his job, Douglas keeps his job. Everyone stays. Because when the end of the season rolls around, and it's middle of January, because you're not making the playoffs, don't buy into it. Everyone gets to go hat in hand to Woody Johnson and say, well, Aaron Rodgers got injured on the fourth play, and so none of us can be held responsible for the fact that everything else crumbled when that one thing went wrong. Despite the fact that we kept talking about how this team is capable of winning a Super Bowl, and Aaron Rodgers was basically just brought in to be the guarantee, even though we could do it with basically any quarterback, because that's how good of a team we built. You know, he got injured, and then we turned into a flaming pile of dumpster trash. And they get to keep their job. Like, we know it. And I know this is end-of-the-year thoughts in Week 3, which is hilarious, but it's on brand for the Jets. You have two doors for the rest of the season, right? Either one sucks. You ride it out with Zach Wilson, and unless he becomes the second coming and the offensive line magically turns into 5 Joe Thomases, you're going to be awful, and you're going to lose the locker room, and everyone in it is going to end up hating Zach Wilson in the process. Side note, the fact that players, after 2 weeks ago, tweeting and going into the media about how much they love Zach and how they trust Tu and they believe in Tu, to immediately turn on him and just start screaming at him on the sidelines. Bravo! Bravo, Jets! Never want to hear them say they're not the same old Jets again. They're always the same old Jets. There's no escaping. There's no escaping. Right, but that's option one. So you ride it out with Zach, and it goes poorly. Or you trade more assets for another veteran quarterback on a soon expiring contract. And it probably doesn't go any better, but you can appease the people who think it would. Like, I'm sorry, you look me dead in the eyes and tell me that Kirk Cousins changes anything. Because he's the hot name. I like Kirk Cousins a lot. It doesn't matter. The offensive line is as sturdy as a piece of wet tissue paper. Any quarterback within reason. And really, I'm not even sure that the elites of this league would change anything. They don't have time. The receivers, right? Garrett Wilson talked a lot in this game. And I'm not going to blame him. I'm not going to throw shots at him. Quite a bit of it, he felt locked up. He was getting locked up a lot this game. He talked a lot for as many times as he was just not open in this game, which I thought was, like, Kirk Cousins, he's a better quarterback than Zach Wilson, but he's less mobile, which just means those, 4 times where Wilson was able to avoid pressure and throw the ball away are ending in sacks. It doesn't change anything if you go do that big splash move. Except you're punting on more picks. The Jets are a car without a transmission or an engine. But instead of acknowledging the entire problem, people just want to say, there's no engine. You can put the best engine on the planet in it. It doesn't matter. The offensive line, we have seen this, decides if you have a run game and if you have competent quarterback play out of a game manager level quarterback. It's irrelevant. Unless you go do a lot and spend a lot of assets on upgrading the offensive line and quarterback, you're cooked. I can't believe it happened again. We believed as fans again, and it lasted 4 snaps. And then it died for a little bit. And then we felt a little bit of hope through that game against Buffalo. And it's gone by week 3. You do all of that in the offseason, you become the talking point of the NFL in the offseason. And it's like nothing ever changed. It's just like Gase and Bowles. It's like they never left. And it's funny because I've probably talked for 20 minutes. I don't know how long I've gone. It's another one of those just no phone, no notes, just go videos. I don't know anymore. They're cursed. There is no two ways about it. This team is cursed. They've changed everything multiple times over. And there's still new head coaches, new offensive coordinators, new defensive coordinators, new quarterbacks, running backs, wide receivers, offensive linemen, tight ends, defensive linemen, linebackers, corners, safeties, kickers, gunners, long snappers, GMs, new jerseys, new alternate jerseys. They are as they might just always be. Same old Jets. The best part of today was that next to me, right, because I live in Florida, you guys are well aware of that, and so usually I have to go travel outwards. If I want to go watch a game, I have to go to a local pub, sports place to watch games. So on the little tiny tucked away TV are the Jets and Patriots, and on the big screen right over here is the Dolphins. And so on one side, I'm watching my garbage little team struggle to put up 40 yards of offense. And then right here, you have the Dolphins who threw 70 on the Broncos. And it's just, wonder what it's like to develop a quarterback and to have a head coach that's innovative. God, it must be nice. Tua for MVP, by the way. I'm just going to throw that out there. Anyway, the Jets next week get to play the Kansas City Chiefs, who threw like 40-something on the Bears. That's on Sunday Night Football. On Sunday Night Football. That's going to be so fun. Oh, that's just going to be the best, isn't it? It's going to be great. Jets fans, we all deserve better. Enjoy your Sunday. Enjoy your Sunday afternoon next week. Enjoy your Sunday morning, your afternoon, a little bit of your evening. And I'll be here after the game Sunday night to talk about it. As for right now, that is all I have to say. I know it's hard, guys. So genuinely, from the very bottom of my heart, thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed, please consider to like and subscribe. I hope you all have an absolutely fantastic day. And as always, go Jets.